Okay, folks, so apparently Call of Duty is not selling too well this year. Charlie Intel put out a tweet saying that BO7 was down 60% on digital sales compared to last year. And obviously, if you've been around the internet, the Steam charts are kind of what people bring up a lot of the time to kind of determine if a game's doing well or not. And last year, I believe BO6 hit like 300,000 on Steam, and BO7 is at like 100K. So obviously a major difference. So today we're gonna talk about why I think that is happening. And also I'm gonna give some suggestions to Call of Duty on pretty much what I think they can do to get the people back. But first of all, I guess we should address the elephant in the room. I'm walking outside. I'm vlogging as I walk around my neighborhood. And the reason being is, as you can tell by my voice, I don't feel very well, but the content's gotta be done. So I asked the doc, what can I do to get better, quicker? He said, get some fresh air, get that in your lungs. Go get yourself a Starbucks. It was like a hot tea with lemon and mint and something else. I have no idea. But I got that, and I said, you know what? I got enough in me now to be able to talk. So my voice was completely shot for a couple days, but now it's not. So let's get into the video. You probably don't care about that at all, but we're gonna give it to you anyway. So let's start off with my number one issue, I think, with BO7 is not issue with the game itself, issue with the way Activision and Call of Duty have handled it. With it being another Black Ops title and the previous game being BO6, I really think that was a mistake. The game itself feels really good and the multiplayer is very fun, but when you compare it to BO6, I can see how people can kind of give you the accusation that, yeah, this is probably a DLC. You know, from somebody that's a more casual player, they see the movement kind of staying very similar, the menu staying kind of similar, the perks staying similar, and it's like, okay, you know, this is not worth $70. The problem with that is, on top of that, you know, we just got done with MW2 and MW3. So we just saw back-to-back titles 4 years in a row. So back-to-back MW2, back-to-back MW3, and now we're doing the same thing with BO6 and BO7. And when you look back on Modern Warfare 3 sales, I mean, it's the exact same story. It's less players, less money made. But the funny thing about it is the game is better. And that's the exact same case with BO7. The game is better. Certain aspects are way better. When people say that the COD fatigue is something that they struggle with, you know, the game coming out every year, I mean, I'm starting to see that more and more now. And on top of that, you know, it's obviously the ideas that the developers are having to push. And I don't know if it's an Activision thing or what, but we're repeating the same thing over and over again. It's Modern Warfare, it's Black Ops, it's Modern Warfare, it's Black Ops. And it's like, people get tired of that. And especially when they get it back to back to back to back, the fatigue is gonna set in even quicker. So people are now fatigued of the Modern Warfare series and the Black Ops series. I mean, we're on Black Ops 7 at this point, which is absolutely insane. And then on top of that, you're getting a yearly release that I think a lot of people at this point just, they don't feel like they need to pick up Call of Duty every year because it's becoming like a Madden. It's like, okay, Madden 25, I could have skipped the last 3 years and been completely fine. So that's my first thing, is I feel like people are kind of exhausted with Call of Duty as a premise now. And on top of that, your theme has not changed in so long that it doesn't really feel like you need to buy it. So let's go into the second point, is the games that are available right now. Obviously, Call of Duty has not had competition in a very long time. I mean, the last Battlefield was 2042. Halo Infinite, terrible. And then other than that, when was the last time they had competition? They really haven't had any. So they have had no reason to change their ways at all. So this is the first year that they've actually had healthy competition, and competition that was not just like this one-off random game that pops up out of nowhere. It's Battlefield, and Battlefield had a lot of people from Call of Duty, and they know how to market this game. And then there was a little old game called Arc Raiders that I think that they were prepared for Battlefield. They were prepared for Battlefield, but, well, because Battlefield's been around and they've always had that kind of rivalry, but they weren't prepared for Arc Raiders. And it's almost a very similar feeling to when they weren't prepared for Fortnite. Fortnite kind of put everybody on their toes and had them scrambling. This was during World War II and BO4. And so that rushed them into the Battle Royale genre with Blackout. And it almost feels like Arc Raiders is gonna force them to kind of rush out maybe another DMZ or something like that. But these games are great, both of them, Battlefield and Arc Raiders. I played them both. For those of you that want me to play them more, second channel, remember, second channel. Red Sec Battle Royale is fun, it's free. And Arc Raiders is $40. So your options to play a game that's relatively either the same or gonna give you like that same feeling or whatever you wanna call it, that same vibe, you only have to spend $40 for the multiplayer aspect, and then you get Battlefield for free. And I think Battlefield had just announced a free-to-play weekend coming up, so they're gonna get even more players. So again, heavy competition, and you gotta think back, if Call of Duty doesn't make these matchmaking changes, they don't listen to the community like they kind of had to do this year because of the competition, I mean, BO7 would probably be dead in the water. I'll tell you what, I don't think Call of Duty was ready for it, because I think extraction shooter has always been a niche product, but I think what Arc Raiders is doing is kind of what Fortnite did to the Battle Royale genre. Like Battle Royale was always kind of a little bit, it was niche and it was kind of harder to get into with the PUBG and DayZ or whatever it was, H1Z1. But then Fortnite came out and it was like, okay, gold gun equals good, survive, simple as that. And now this extraction shooter, which has been a very niche audience, is making it way more accessible. Everything seems to be a little bit more simplified. It's a good atmosphere. And for that case, people are buying it because it's new and unique. Okay, so what exactly would be my solution for the sales problem? It's actually not very complicated. Number one, you gotta make better games. I love Call of Duty more than a lot of people out there, but the products that they've been putting out lately, there's always a mode that is left a lot to be desired. Whether it was multiplayer last year, whether it was zombies in Modern Warfare 3, whether it was multiplayer in MW2, and then in this year, I mean, elephant in the room, campaign was easily the worst campaign of all time. Like, we're not talking about worst COD campaign, we could be talking about maybe worst storytelling game of all time. If you want people to play your game, you gotta bring it back to what Call of Duty, what made Call of Duty great, pretty much is the word I'm looking for. And that is great storytelling, great multiplayer, and a great third mode. Also, I am so out of breath because I've been laying on the couch for the last 3 days with no voice, stuffed nose. So I apologize, but I gotta get content out and I gotta get my exercise, doctor's orders. So you gotta put out a good product, and they just haven't put out the full scope. And so I think that there's some fixes to that I wanna talk about. Now, to me, what seems like not a very important thing with campaign, to me, that kind of sets the precedent of the entire game. The campaign used to be about learning the characters, learning the theme that you're in, the environment, and just learning the overall game itself. And it really, it created a lot of iconic moments. Think back to how many memes are from the campaign, whether it's Shepherd, whether it's 50,000 people used to live here, whether it's the numbers. There's just so much out there. And that was because the product was good. So if your campaign is good and your multiplayer is good and your third mode is good, people are gonna wanna play your game. I mean, obviously that's the simple solution, make a better game. But I think the next thing that a lot of people don't think about is the community aspect of Call of Duty. You know, obviously I did a midnight launch the other day. I tried to kind of revive it a little bit, and had the help of GameStop with that. And we're gonna try to do that every year. But part of Call of Duty was going to midnight launches and pre-ordering the game, getting together with people, talking about the guns you're gonna use and the theme and the gun or in the game, and all that is important. And I think physical sales, you have no reason to buy a physical copy anymore. Like with this New Zealand thing, you know, people are just buying the game digital, changing their time, and then they can just play the game 18 hours early. So why in the world would you buy a physical copy? I think Call of Duty is kind of messed up leaning into that personally. I think that there should be some sort of global launch at this time and everybody gets access to it at the same time. Now, I don't know if that's a server thing or what they do with that, but I think that's what it used to be. So a global launch makes everybody play at the same time. Another thing that I think is, do you remember the physical copies, or I mean, I'm sorry, the special editions of Call of Duty where you would get a Juggernaut fridge or night vision goggles or an RC car? I feel like they're missing out on people going and buying those versions of the game and creating some sort of memory with it. Because I remember getting some of those things and be like, holy crap, like Call of Duty's taking care of me, man. Like we get the game, we get this special edition. And I kind of tweeted that out earlier in the week. And I kind of was like, imagine if you would have gotten some sort of like dog kill streak in BO7 as like a little handheld dog streak and had that with your game. I just think that makes it feel like it's a little bit more important. So if you have a global release and you have special editions that you can pre-order and buy and everybody plays the game at the same time, and of course, if you make a good product, I think that's gonna bring people back. To tie in with this as well, Nuketown, this really wasn't part of the video, but I wanted to add it near the end here. Nuketown is coming back Thursday, and it's the same one as BO2. And to me, this is another thing that they're kind of making a mistake on, is they're probably just gonna make a 24/7 playlist with Nuketown for the 7th year in a row. And it's like, can we get something a little bit different? I don't know if you guys remember this. In BO2, this game only had Nuketown on like a limited time mode playlist. So they were only available on the weekends or when double XP would come out, and that's when you got Nuketown. So I think we got to go back to when you get the game, there's less brain rot in it. Because people, what ends up happening is people go to Nuketown 24/7 playlist, it drains the other playlists, and then you get all your camos done in like a week, and then people are complaining on Twitter that COD has no content and it's dead. And it's like, well, that's on them, and it's on Call of Duty for giving the option to just have nothing but brain rot. Nuketown can come back as many times as it wants, but please stop making a 24/7 playlist. Okay, so let's summarize this video real quick. Call of Duty has competition, and it's big competition. It's not some random one-off game. They need to make better games. They need to make better choices, and they need to bring back some classic stuff that we used to have 13 years ago that made it more community-centric. So is Black Ops 7 the worst Call of Duty of all time? No. Is it gonna sell well this year? Probably not. And we'll have to wait for Modern Warfare 4. Modern Warfare 4, which is actually Modern Warfare 7. So again, time to change the name up, by the way, guys. Let's cut the Modern Warfare and label it something else. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's random. I know I'm walking around the neighborhood. I know I sound terrible, probably look terrible, but I wanted to get something out to you. We're gonna be working on some zombies content coming up, and we're gonna be working on a couple cool projects in the next couple days. This channel will stay positive COD as long as I can. And I really enjoy making the content that I'm making, so we're gonna keep doing it. If we complain, there's gonna be good reason to complain. I'm gonna go chill on the couch for more time and eat my Chipotle. And let me know what you think about this video. Vlogging and talking. It'll probably be better if I had a better voice, but it is what it is. See you in the next rant.